Laro'y sinasa puso at kinaaaliwan na para bang digmaan ang laban. Na para bang digmaan ang laban.
Inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, patuloy ang semifinal round ng ating Commissioner's Cup ng 2015 PLDT Home Telpad PBA Commissioner's Cup. Etong Purefoods Star Hotshots matapos matalo ng back-to-back, now take to the floor of the Big Dome fighting for their tournament lives. They need to win just in order to fight another game. Everybody's gonna have to step it up in order to match up with TNT. Talk and text, they wanna push Purefoods out of this tournament and push themselves into the next round kung saan waiting na nga po ang rain or shine. Purefoods, Talk and Text, Game 4, live over TV5. Magumargin po ang inyong lingkod. Kasama natin multi-titled PBA champion coach and a veteran in situations like this, Coach Ryan Gregorio.
Well, it's a tough situation here for Purefoods. Of course, they badly need this victory in order for them to force Game 5. But they have to do it and they have to guard against the hot shooting. Talk and text, tropang texters.
Yun nga ang nakita natin, back in game number 3 just 2 days ago, RG, yung explosive shooting netong Talk and Text, tropang texters, 19 3-point shots converted.
It was just fantastic. I haven't seen such a shooting display from almost everyone, of course, led by Jason Castro. In Game 1, they only had 21% 3-point shooting. Game 2, 33%. But in Game 3, 59.4%. Incredible shooting display for tropang texters.
Almost a week ago, nakita natin rain or shine, nag-19 of 38 from the 3-point line. Ito naka-19 pero 32 attempts lang, mas maganda pa ang tikatang pinakita netong tropa. Binanggit mo na, they were led by none other than the #1 guard in Asia na si Jason Castro. How about his shooting? 8 of 9 from that distance.
Well, before when you guard Jason Castro, all you need to do is step back and make him shoot those outside shots. But in this particular game, he was just red hot. 8 out of 9 from the 3-point area. He had a total of 27 points. He had shots that are pretty much challenged, and it's just plain good performance for this guy, making himself in the conversation for best player of the conference.
Dalawa na nga lang pinag-uusapan dyan, Jason Castro o Paulie, pero Jason Castro will have to make it to the finals first para masolidify yung kanyang laban para sa ating BPC. One thing that went the way of Purefoods naman back in game number 3 was their domination off the boards. First 2 games ng sering ito, kung sino mag-control ng rebounding, siya nananalo. Pero sa game 3, Purefoods controlled the boards. Although hindi sila nanalo, that's at least a positive para sa kanila.
But it wasn't enough. The reason why konti lang yung rebounds ng Talking Tex is because they hardly missed. So when they made those shots, nawala yung kanilang offensive rebounding might. But of course, for Purefoods, and it's very imperative for these two teams to control the rebounding, because on the offensive end, you'll have more shots to take. On the defensive end naman, you only allow 1 shot from your opponent. So dito makikita rin natin, important gauge talaga yung rebounding prowess.
Isa pang kailangan siguro i-control dito ng Purefoods ay yung mga nagiging surprise package o magic bunot para dito sa tropang Texers. Back in game 3, Aaron Aban, one of your boys, had a career night.
Double A really had the best performance in his entire PBA career. In Game 1, he failed to score a basket. In Game 2, he only had 2 points. But in Game 3, tasked to defend James Yap, but he was a multi-dimensional player. He scored 17 points on a 7 out of 8 field goal shooting. Hindi handa yung Purefoods dito sa scoring spree na ginawa ni Aaron Aban.
Dapat nga defensive specialist.
Exactly.
Assignment niya, James Yap, pero nakapag-contribute pa ng hindi lang kapraso, katakot-takot sa opensa. Kaya naman talagang gumanda lalo ang lagay netong tropa. Pero para dito sa Purefoods Star Hotshots, finally, in game number 3, nag-breakout naman yung isa sa kanilang mga inaasahan, ang ating scorer apostle. Dati mong super stop na ngayon ay starter na si PJ Simon.
Well, he was quoted as saying that this is not just a Denzel Bowles team, and he walked the talk. Ika nga, he had a total of 18 points. His the biggest scoring production in the entire series here, but it wasn't enough. Ang kailangan talaga rito Itong si PJ Simon, only 7.5 points per ball game, and he had a 66% three-point shooting and 61.5 total field goals. So in Game 3, he definitely upped his performance. But then again, it is not just offense that needs to be addressed. It must be their defense against Talking Tex as well.
Maibubuk na ba ng tropang Texers ang kanilang ticket sa finals na magsisimula sa Miyerkules kontra sa Rain or Shine, o makakapwersa pa ba itong Purefoods ng sudden death ngayong darating na Lunes? Yang jump ball po ng game number 4 parating na sa aming pagbabalik.
Texers! At guard number 17, Jason Castro. Also at guard number 12, Larry Fonachier. At center number 44, Ivan Johnson. At forward number 33, Ranidel De Ocampo. And also at forward number 2, Jay Washington. Head coach for the Throwback Texers is John Wichigo. And the starters for the Purefoods Star Hot Shots. Starting at forward number 15, Mark Fingers. Also at forward number 38, Joe DeVance. At center number 21, Denzel Bowles. At forward number 2, Justin Melton. And also at guard number 18, James Young. Head coach of the Star Hot Shots is Tim Cole.
Surprise, surprise, Justin Melton, magic bunot ni Coach Tim Cone, will be starting game number 4 after not seeing a single minute of action back in game number 3. Purefoods will be playing with their backs against the walls. Time to pull out all the stops.
Well, the major adjustment for Coach Tim Cone is finding the right guy to defend against Jason Castro. And he is hoping that Melton is the man. He's quick enough to keep in step with Jason, strong enough to put the body in front of Castro as well.
So it is going to be Bowles taking on Johnson, jumping it up center court inside a smart Araneta Coliseum. And Johnson of the Talking Tex Tropang Texers will have first crack of this matchup. First quarter, hatid sa atin ang Motolite for Express atid service. Call 370-6686.
But this is interesting. Usually when somebody is really unstoppable, ito ang sinasabi ni Mark Pingres, kukunin ko yan. Early on, nakita natin Pingres against Castro on the one-on-one defense.
Mintis ang Talking Tex sa kanilang unang atake. Yap, may tangan ng bola. Did not see action in the fourth quarter back in game number 3, getting the start once again here in game number 4. Melton on the move, pulls up on top of Castro, and Justin Melton gets the Star Hot Shots on the board. Castro against Pingris, katulad na banggit ni Coach RG. Pupunta sila kay De Ocampo. Fonachier back to RDO. 9 seconds to shoot para sa mga naka-asul. Larry for a 3. Couldn't send it home. Yap para sa board.
Well, the defense of Purefoods really is designed that every time somebody tries to attack the basket, it's automatic collapse, automatic help. They were not successful challenging outside shooters in game 3. But tonight, 2 outside shots were both covered by Purefoods.
Bowles mula sa labas. Mintis ang unang dekada niya. Castro nagtawid ng bola. Melton right in front of him. Looks like Purefoods wants to give him different looks every time down the floor. Ivan Johnson, three-pointer is a miss. Melton para sa board.
So all 3 shots, low percentage shots in tonight's game. 0 out of 3 from the three-point area. But of course, you cannot say that it's low percentage if it's Talking Tex. Remember, they shot 59% from the three-point area in game 3.
Pingris may tangan. Medyo nangangawit na yung bench ng Talking Tex. Ugali po nila yan. Nakikita nyo sa ibabaw ng screens nyo, hindi sila umuupo hanggat hindi nakaka-score yung 5 nila sa sahig. Yun yung oneness nila, no? Pakikisama sa 5 nilang naglalaro.
And as far as Purefoods is concerned, they want the same thing. Nakatayo itong mga lalaro ng Talking Tex. They've done a tremendous job at least making stops in the first 3 attempts.
3-0 na, nasa ating talaan. Denzel Bowles. Second free throw, like twice in. Makabutas na ba ang Talking Tex sa attacking ito? 2 minuto na po, mahigit ang lumilipas. Dito sa game number 4. Castro has the bounce on him this time around. Castro down the middle, kicks it over. Washington from the corner. Ayaw pa rin talaga para dito sa tropa. Babalik ang bola sa Purefoods.
Another thing that you want to see is the way Purefoods will defend the pick and roll on Jason Castro. We've seen it. Itong pick and roll involving Pingris and Devans, it's an automatic switch. So kung ganito, makikita din natin na hindi makakuha ng open look si Castro dahil matangkad pareho yung bumabantay sa kanya.
Yap down the middle. Switching hands in midair. Di lang kumagat yung papektos niya. Here comes Castro. Melton on him. Castro trying to explode to the basket. Huli ni Melton. Huli rin si Ivan Johnson. Devans playing point forward now. Bibigay kay Yap. Iikot nila kay Melton. They go cross court over the Bulls. Pupunta sana kay Devans kaso hindi na-expect ni JDV yung pasa. Bonachero over at the other end. Down the middle to Johnson for the jam. May kasama bang foul.
This time they made sure it's not going to be an outside shot. They made a good defensive stop on the other end. They pushed the ball, and Ivan Johnson is simply unstoppable in the open court.
Time to shine move natin yan. Natin sa atin ng Rain or Shine Sunroof Plus Roof Paint. Make your roof durable and shiny with Rain or Shine Sunroof.
Sabi ng mga manlalaro ng talk and text, guys coming off the bench, salamat. Makakaupo na kami.
Mahigit 3 minuto bago nakabutas dito ang tropa. Pero what a way to get themselves on the board. Couldn't get more emphatic than that. Johnson rebounds that Bulls miss. Here comes Castro, stop and pop. Jason Castro buries the 3. At sa atin yan ang PLDT Home Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDT Home Telpad plan now.
Lessons must be learned. If it's Jason Castro dribbling the ball down, even in transition, you have to step on the white line if you're defending him because his confidence is just so high that he will launch that shot even without rebounders.
6-0 run na to para dito sa tropang Texters. Melton trying to dig deep to elude the defense, was fouled. Tutungo siya sa ating free throw line for 2 shots.
What is obvious here for Purefoods is they're getting the locals involved in the scoring. Previously in the first 3 games, it has been Denzel Bowles dominating the scoring by 41 points per ball game. And ito si James Yap, 14, but ito si PJ, 11.
Melton's free throws, hatid sa atin ng Smart. Live more. Split mula dito kay Justin will bring them to within 1. More importantly, that stops this onslaught by the Tropang Texters. They tried to go to Washington. Gustong sukatin yung depensa sa poste ni Yap. Washington digs deep. Devans para sa rebound. Joe being bothered here by Jay Wash. Yap over to Melton. Bonachero right in front of him. Yap with a pick. Melton with some space. Will pull up from the elbow. Oh! Denzel Bowles bringing the pain.
So at least in the last 3 possessions for Purefoods, they were not looking for Denzel on the initial attack. So they're waiting for the locals to take that shot, but he will always be ready to get the offensive rebound.
Castro now has Bowles switching over to him. They want Johnson at the post. Castro gets it out to Johnson. Perimeter jumper is a miss. Bowles para sa board.
The bother or the hand up, that is what is obvious now. Every time they defend Jason Castro, it's not like their arms are all the way down. Even Bowles, we can see it. He was defending Castro with a hand up, forcing him to penetrate instead of taking shots inside. Or outside, rather.
Johnson snatches away that rebound. Castro stepping on the gas. Sabay Pepreno. They reset with Jason. He puts up a long one. Bang! Hatid pa rin sa atin ang PLDT Home Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDT Home Telpad plan now.
Nakataas naman yung kamay ni Pingris ron. Tinirahan pa rin eh. Siguro mas malapit pong depensa ang kinakailangan. 2 out of 3 from the 3-point area for Jason here in the first quarter.
Bowles in trouble. Out to Melton. He's got that space. Pinibigay talaga sa kanya ni Castro, but Justin Melton, after that first make, has failed to add to his total. Castro once again, starting to burn the star hard shots once again.
This guy is averaging 53% from the 3, 54% from the two, 80% from the free throw line. So we really have to defend this guy every time he has that ball.
Talk about being on a hot streak. Ito si Jason Castro. No, walang sinasayang masyadong mga tira in this semi-final round. Nasa sa kanya na naman ang bola. Pupunta kay Johnson for a three. Ivan misses. Devon clears it para dito sa Star Hotshots. 11-7. Apat ang abante rito ng tropa. Bulls against Washington. Denzel faking that pass, will pull up. Bulls failing to deliver. Fonacier to Castro, tatlo kalaban, mag-aantay ba? Inagambala siya dito ni Melton. Fonacier asking for it. Bulls looking to close out on that three-point line. Ranidel flashing, 18-footer, Mintis, yap, rebound. Less than 5 minutes now remaining in this first frame. Pingles puts it on the floor, goes to the one-hander, and the Pinoy Sakuragi delivers.
So once in a while, you'll see Mark Pingles looking at the rim and try to attack the defender. He wants to make sure na hindi lang fresh offensively itong si Ranidel de Ocampo. Kailangan once in a while magtrabaho rin sa depensa.
Pingles scoreless in game 2 but came up with 10 points in game number 3. Sobra yung pasa ni Fonacier, papunta sana kay Washington.
That might be a trap. Washington being guarded by James Yap. For Purefoods, they want that because Washington really is known to be a face-up player rather than a back-to-the-basket attacker.
Denzel Bulls fouled on the way to the cup. Will through to the line for 2 shots. Pero bago yan, meron muna tayong timeout.
Siguradong maraming nakaabang ng mga fans mula sa magkabilang kampo kung paano ang magiging adjustments ng Purefoods para ma-extend ang serye. According kay Coach Richard, kailangan lang daw nilang simulan by not adhering to the pace of TNT. They should be smart enough to know when to run and when to slow down to dictate the tempo. Maalagwahan man daw sila pagdating sa shooting, they should not break down defensively and get frustrated at mag-shortcut na lamang sa mga plays. Disiplina at pagsunod pa rin sa sistema are necessary. But looking at things positively, natalo lang naman daw sila ng 4 na puntos. It's just really a matter of tightening the screws with better composure and focus, playing not as heroes but as a team with Grand Slam history. Balik sa inyo.
Pero yun nga, Erica, no, when you look at the numbers, halftime pa lang ng game number 3, 63 points na, tsaka 60 points ang nai-score na magkalaban. E pagka ganun nga ang klaseng scoring game, alam mo, Yamato to ng tropa.
That is why it's very important for Purefoods to control the tempo. They cannot run with this Talking Tex team because Talking Tex likes that rhythm. They will score on fast breaks, on layups, and also on three-point shot. That is where they get their rhythm.
And so far, after that Denzel Bulls block and 24-second violation called on the tropa, 11-10 lang nasa ating talaan. Itong pwede mo sabing, itong gustong rhythm ng hot shots.
Yes, they don't have the same scorers as Talking Tex. They don't shoot that much from the three-point area. That is why it is hard for them to win a high-scoring contest.
Big miss. Couldn't control that rebound. Babalik dito sa TNT ang possession. As Coach Jong Wichico has now gone with Kevin Alas, pinalitan muna si Jason Castro.
Kevin was actually the hero in Game 2 with those back-to-back three-pointers.
10 points in the fourth quarter ang ibinuhos niya. And as we remind everybody na sa 100 pesos HD signal load, you can now enjoy 26 channels. Kasama rin dito ang paborito mong shows tulad ng PBO at Disney. With signal, mura na, may HD pa.
Finally, a shot on that matchup. Itong si Washington was able to score against James Yap. But out of the 4 attempts, he was able to score only 1. So it's a 25% effectivity on that particular play. For Purefoods, they will still take it.
Melton now with a total of 5 points. Opening bucket, 1 free throw plus that jumper. That will bring them to within 1. 2 at kalahating minuto natitira sa ating unang yugto. Washington has gone back-to-back. This time it's a 3.
That is more like it because Washington really loves to move. He is tall but he is mobile. James has to do a better job defending itong si Jay Washington.
Kanina sa posting nga nila
Yes.
dineder si Washington. This time around, nakukuha na niya yung perimeter game niya. Melton na naman, slashing through. Huli ka ni Kevin Alas. That should send us into this next timeout. 2:08 remaining in the first quarter. It is Talking Tex by 4, 16-12. In this opening quarter of game number 4. The Purefoods star hot shots. Locates James Yap. What a pass mula dito kay Bowles.
So Denzel Bowles is not just looking at the rim. Yes, he's attempting 27 times, but most of the time, at least in the first 3 games, isang beses pa lang sila nananalo. Now, he wants to be a facilitator at some segments in the game, and he did a tremendous job there with that assist pass.
Alas misses on that long one. Melton in the front court. Binabanggit mo nga, no? Yung 27 attempts na ito. The Denzel Bowles, as we remind everybody to power up with Cobra during crunch time. Last 2 minutes of this first quarter is brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. Gusto ko ba? Denzel Bowles delivers once again. The guy is averaging 41 points per game dito sa semis. Ang problema, Coach RG, pagdating ng fourth quarter, 6 points a game lang siya. Yung 35 nun o yung bulto ng average niya, first 3 quarters niya nakukuha.
He just gets tired. The number of attempts that he does in the first 3 quarters, and now is also tasked to defend. Itong si Ivan Johnson, mauubos talaga siya. At kung tira siya ng tira, hindi ma-involve ang kanyang mga teammates, ay mamumroblema talaga siya pagdating sa fourth quarter.
Yun yung tinatawag na mangangawit ang kilig-kilig mo sa katitira. Devan Smith tangan, pupunta kay Melton. Justin dancing with Alas. Pupunta ulit kay Bowles. Back to Melton. 3-pointer on the way. Pintis nga lang. We come up on half a minute remaining in quarter number 1.
Melton has taken so many attempts here in the first quarter. He's really tasked to be another scorer for this team.
Alas looking at Washington because Melton has switched over to him. They go to the corner with Aban. 3 to shoot para sa tropa. Alas has to shoot this one mula sa Farmers pa. Mintis nga lang ang resulta. Last shot time. Melton's gotta go. Hail Mary ni Justin. Foul before the attempt, says the referees. So 9/10 of a second remaining in this first quarter. Simon and Malyari making their way into this game. Melton at Yap ang magpapahingan. Catch and shoot. JDB hinigop ng Mignon.
First 2 points in the ball game for JDB. He's only averaging 5 points per game in this series, but what a way to start his scoring here in this ball game.
Referees reviewing if it was released on time. From our vantage point, mukhang good naman. But of course, we've got to see it. And looks like the officials will count this one. Pay attention to JDV's hands. Way ahead of time nung nabitawan niya.
Still 0.5 of a second left. There will be no debate with that shot. JDB finishing off this first quarter with a timely shot.
Sa Araneta Coliseum, Kusangan. Pinapaalala namin sa lahat to watch Pacquiao versus Mayweather for free when you subscribe to a PLDT Home DSL Plan 999. Available until April 24. Subscribe now at pldthome.com. Magbubukas na po ito ng second quarter na hatid sa atin ng Motolite. For express hatid service, call 370-6686. Purefoods 18, Talk and Text 16. Make that 20 points para dito sa Purefoods as Malyari has a 3-point play opportunity coming his way.
First order of battle really quite obvious here to start attacking the basket. Ito, ganda ng penetration ni Malyari, was able to fish for a foul and end one opportunity for him. Unfortunately, he missed that free throw. But what is so obvious really is Purefoods wants to dictate the tempo of the ball game. In Game 3, they allowed Talking Text to score 32 big points. And tonight, only 16, or today, only 16 in the first quarter.
Actually, for the first time since Game 1 of the series, nalimitahan nila to below 20 ang Talking Text after the first quarter of action.
Tama yung nabanggit mong yan. Kaya ito, very slow, methodical yung kanilang offensive attack here. They're not really running and gunning against this well-oiled Talking Text team.
Simon catches it from JDB. Mintis from the three-point line. Castro over at the other end. Had key minutes on the bench in that first quarter. Bowles gets it out to Simon. Naunahan nga lang ni Alas. Alas is with Castro, Aban, De Ocampo, and Johnson. Alas is in trouble. Binabantayan sila ni Devans, Bowles, Pingris, Simon, and Malyari. Castro for Gray. Not that time around, but Johnson keeps it on this side of the floor. Bumarja naman po, kasama natin si Coach Ryan Gregorio with Miss Erica Padilla patrolling the sidelines. Castro once again. Lobs it up, papunta kay Johnson. Dalawa kagad sumagupa kay Ivan. RDO dials this one home. Ating pa rin sa atin ang PLDT on Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDT on Telpad plan now.
Well, just a defensive mistake once again there for the white shirts. You cannot leave Ranidel de Ocampo wide open, especially on scramble situations.
Basa isang abante ng Star Hotshots. Up in a pass. Malyari to Devans. Fight to shoot na lang para sa mga nakaputi. Devans has got to go. Bodying up against Aban. JDV, no go. Pagkakataon ng tropa, mabawi ang kalamangan. Johnson off the secondary, misses on that one. Ball is tracked down by Castro.
Just too many chances here for the blue shirts. Yes, they've been missing a lot of their shots, but they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities as well. In terms of percentage, very bad percentage from the three-point area for Talking Text thus far. Only 4 out of 13. This is exactly where Purefoods is, kumbaga, in step in terms of efficiency and productivity from the three-point area, defensively that is.
Ranidel going to the spin. Mabiding tira, umalog palabas.
So you just can see it. As soon as they get the defensive rebound, you can see Coach Tim Cone and the rest of the coaching staff from Purefoods telling their men to slow down, execute. We don't want to be in a hurry every time we do our offense.
Devans over to the wing. It is Simon trying to make his move against Castro. PJ up and under. Nakapagpasabit ng foul.
That's just one veteran move right there. He was able to get Castro off the air, and just that slight infraction there, he will go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
Tandaan po natin abangan natin mamayang halftime ang bagong Summer Station ID ng TV5. Sama-sama tayo sa ligaya sa Summer Station ID ng TV5 dahil sa TV5, happy ka this summer.
18 big points in Game 3. So his performance really was enough to put James on the bench the entire fourth quarter.
Pumasok yung unang free throw ni Peter June. Hatid sa atin ng Smart. Live more. Ivan Johnson to the bench para kina Coach Jong. Kelly Williams ang pinasok dito ng tropang Texas. Over at the other end, it is Mick Pinisi making his first appearance since game number 2. Pingris ang pinagpahinga niya rito. Rafi Rivas likewise on the floor. Both squads going all Filipino.
This is going to be critical. I remember in Game 3, nung pinagpahinga si Ivan Johnson, doon umalagwa yung Talking Text. Pagbalik ni Ivan in the fourth quarter, fresh na fresh siya. So ito, Coach Tim opting to rest Denzel Bowles. Nakita niya siguro in Game 3, it has been the same story. Pagod na pagod si Denzel pagdating sa fourth. So pinapagpahinga na muna.
May pacing na, no? Dahil kakailanganin niya. Ina-expect natin magiging dikdikan na naman ang ating labanan. As Castro has that one tap. Malyari dives for it. Devans kontra dito kay Aban. Inantay si Mick. Iikot muna kay Simon. Peter June looking to dance with Ranidel de Ocampo. Pinisi has it broken up by Castro. Jason going to the pirouette. Kicks it over. Aban from the corner. Naku, patay ang butiki. Hirap na.
Mahirap yun.
Alas on the move. Puts it up and out. Pero merong foul.
Once again, for Purefoods, they were able to force Talking Text to miss a shot, but they're always late on 50-50 balls. For some reason, the ball always ends up sa kamay ng Talking Text. That is why they're getting so many chances to score in a particular possession.
Silipin muna natin ang ating Hitachi Chill Time. Brought to you by Hitachi Air Conditioner. Your world in better comfort. Mark Baroka entering this game for the first time. Pinalitan si Devans as these free throws are brought to us by Smart. Live more. Matt Ganuelas-Rosser isinabay naman sa kabila. Pangalawa ni Alas is good and that brings them to it in 2. Malyari has Simon, Pinisi, Rivas, and Baroka with him being defended by De Ocampo. Williams, Rosser, Alas, and Castro. Baroka has Ranidel switching over. Baroka should have the speed advantage. Baroka trying to go all the way to the cup. His drop pass is taken away. De Ocampo over to Castro. Alas on the left. Ganuelas on that baseline. What will Castro do? He'll drop it off. Papunta kay Williams. 14-foot jumper. Malakas. Alas picks it up once again. Yun yung binabanggit mo.
We've been saying it, a lot of opportunities for Talk and Text. This time around, they made sure that it will be productive for them.
Tabla na naman ang ating labanan. Second deadlock of this afternoon. 5 minuto na lumilipas sa second quarter of action. Largest lead of the game has only been 4 points. Parehong kupunan nakapagtatag na yan. Pinisi may tangan, iaabot kay Baroka. Puts it on the deck. Canuelas trying to catch up. Baroka gets the basket. May kasama pang foul.
This is more like it. Historically, at least in the first 3 games, they have done away with their execution on their triangle. And now, since Bowles is out, they're going back to their bread and butter execution. They're able to make a basket.
Best play na yun. Natin sa atin ng Amaya Skies. Amaya, kaya ko na.
Masyado kasi yung dependency dito kay Bowles in the first 3 games eh. The game plan was give it to Bowles and get out of the way. So nawala yung talagang strength nitong Purefoods team.
Speaking of get out of the way, get out of the way muna tayo. Punta tayo kay Miss Erica.
With a shooting streak of TNT in the early part of the game na hindi malayong maulit-ulit, Coach Tim just reminded the Hotshots to always go down to protect the basket. He also emphasized on how they should provide that pick for the big guys ng tropa. But ultimately, Coach's resounding mandate was to act together and wag magkanya-kanya as they defend. Again, pacing is important to maintain advantage. Balik sa inyo.
We've discussed that. Pacing, they don't want to tire out Denzel in the first 3 quarters. And this is just a good respite for him. He is down or he is out. He is on the bench right now resting. But the local are humming good music together.
5 unanswered points mula sa Star Hotshots has given them the largest lead of this Saturday. Sasagot naman kagad si Castro dito sa kabilang dulo. He's got 10 in total to bring them to within 3 points. Just over 5.5 remaining sa ating second quarter. Both imports already waiting at the scorer's table. Magiging 3-man substitution pa para dito sa tropa. Rivas to Simon. Looking for that opening. PJ Simon! Ay, niluban ang ring!
2 unproductive thrusts. Both easy baskets for PJ, but he was not able to complete that hat-trick. Dalawa na yung high percentage layup na namintis ni PJ, but still, Purefoods enjoying a 3-point lead.
Patuloy ang Game 4 laban ng Talk and Text at Purefoods. Coming off a timeout, third over. Ang kinoff up dito ng tropang Texters. Pasa ni Johnson, atapek. Here come the Star Hotshots. Malyari gets it over to Bowles. Kasama nila sila Simon, Rivas, and Baroka. Simon using that sidestep, and finally PJ delivers the goods.
He made sure this time that was his 3rd incursion. He was able to make the last one.
Watch Pacquiao versus Mayweather for free when you upgrade to a PLDT Home Telpad plan. Available until April 24. Upgrade now at pldthome.com.
So what is happening here is because of the execution, they're not really in a rush. They're able to score on triangle point of attack. Hindi yung tulad ng mga dating laro nila na parati silang nagmamadali. So as a result also, hindi sila napapagod.
Malyari from the outside, punches it through! Atin sa atin ang PLDT Home Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDT Home Telpad plan now.
So the options are just so many for Purefoods because they're able to execute the right way at na-atake rin nila yung mga problema sa depensa ng Talk and Text.
Tira ni Washington, nag-over the bakot, babalik sa Purefoods ang possession as Ganuelas ended up on the floor. This is all too familiar to you, RG. Mga kilos ni PJ na ganyan.
Tama yun. Marami na tayong beses nakitaan si PJ ng gano'n. But ito si Malyari, that's one aspect in his ball game that he has improved tremendously as well. Usually, or his previous games, puro penetration lang si Malyari. Pero now you have to defend his outside shooting as well.
Castro on the move. Baroka trying to catch up. The blur in traffic is fouled. Sideline inbound lang para dito sa tropang Texters. Knockout play, ninakaw din naman ni Rafi Rivas. Malyari on the attack, gets it to Simon. Peter June, nagtinikling dun sa baseline. No opening and he pulls it back out. PJ na naman, off the spin, turns it over. Passing in between two of his teammates. Johnson going to Ganuelas. Ang bilis makarecover ng Purefoods.
Their transition defense is a lot better now. If they turn the ball over or after a missed shot, 5 guys are always in the paint to defend the transition.
Fonacier misses, Bowles boards it. 8 ang abante ng Star Hotshots. Pwede nilang itulak yan hanggang 10 with a make on this possession.
Shooting from the 3 has gone sour here for the Tropang Texters team.
Baroka was trying to locate Bowles. Problema, masyadong mababa yung kanyang pasa, which results into a turnover. 32-24. It is Purefoods by Brian Vittorio and Yerika Padilla ang inyong
Only 24 points thus far. That's great credit on the defense para rito sa Purefoods. And not only that, they've only allowed 4 out of 19 3-point shooting. A strong difference from the way Talking Tex really scored from the 3-point area in Game 3.
First up pa lang nung Game 3, 12 tres na yung pinasok doon ng tropa as Jay Washington gets that one to drop. Washington now with a total of 7 points. 2-minute warning na ng ating first half. Congratulations to the Kawayan City Isabela participants for establishing the new longest parade motorcycle with sidecars record of 681 total number of finishers. Good luck to our kapatids who will attempt to break the other 5 records.
That's the 4th point of JDB. One guy who has to score at least in the 10-point vicinity. Devons is only averaging a little over 5 points per ball game. Now, he's a little bit offensive-minded here in this ball game.
Castro di diskarte, Rivas right in front of him. Jason gustong subukin yung kanyang bilis kontra kay Rafi. Castro in the lane. Pupunta dito kay Rosser. In traffic. Puts up a wild one. Naputukan sila ng 24. So 100 pesos HD signal load. You can now enjoy 26 channels. Kasama na dito ang paborito mong shows tulad ng PBO at Disney. With Signal, mura na, may HD pa.
This is the defense that Purefoods is really known for. If they can just step out and challenge the threes and force Talking Tex to miss shots from the outside, Talking Tex second order battle is to penetrate. If they penetrate, the defensive tentacles of Purefoods will always be ready.
Mark Baroka rings the bell. He's got a total of 7 points at ganun-ganun lang. 10 puntos lang abante ng Purefoods. Castro in the lane. Bottled up. Butata rin. Ito si Johnson pero pati braso kasama.
So showing some frustration itong si Ivan Johnson. He felt that in the previous plays, baka meron na foul doon. As you take a look at this pick and roll, nobody really stepped out. That perimeter jumper is part of the skill set of Mark Baroka.
Yun ang ating time to shine move. Hatid sa atin ng Rain or Shine Sunroof Plus Roof Paint. Make your roof durable and shiny with Rain or Shine Sunroof. Free throws naman na to. Hatid sa atin na Smart Live More. 45 seconds remaining in this first half. Baroka looking directly at Bowles, pero De Ocampo is pushing him away from his comfort zone. Baroka contra Castro, now gets it over to Bowles. Denzel goes back over to Baroka, he had to work for it. Mark Andy, 2 to shoot, the one-hander is good!
Mark Baroka with a total of 9 points here in the second quarter alone.
Pwede na mag-last shot ang Talking Tex Tropang Texters. They are down by 10 heading into the turn. Can they salvage a basket here to cut this deficit to 8, maybe even 7? Castro makes his move. Dancing with Devon. He goes to Johnson. 2 to shoot. De Ocampo. Pinasa pa kay Aba. Naubusan na ng oras sa first half of action.
When that's the kind of defense that Purefoods likes, they want the Stock and Text players to put the ball down and make that extra pass, and they will defend up to the 24th second.
38-28 is our score at the half. Kilalanin na natin ang ating Firefly Madiskarte Player of the Half. Brought to you by Firefly LED Bulb. For the one who finds a way, Firefly lights the way.
Denzel Bowles with that shot from the outside, and 7 points only for him. But the nice thing is, yes, he is still scoring, but is also facilitating. 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks, is doing everything for his team aside from just scoring.
At saka yung scoring, speaking of scoring, yung low scoring na to, ito yung inahanap ng coaching staff, management at players, pati na rin ng fans ng Purefoods. 38-28, they're in good position at the half, RG.
They will be in a huge advantage if the score is low because they don't have the same arsenal as Stock and Text. They're really doing a good job controlling the pace of this ball.
28 is the score as you join us back at the half. Ang Purefoods po nakapagtayo ng 10 puntos na kalamangan bago pa man buksan ang third quarter of action. Pag-umar dyan kasama si Coach Ryan Gregorio with Miss Erica Padilla. Here is the breakdown of the numbers.
Very low scoring game here, a far cry from our Game 3 performance wherein Stock and Text exploded with 63 points in the first 2 quarters, but in today's game, only 28 for them. Field goal shooting, 25% only for Stock and Text. Free throw, not a lot of shots taken there, but the biggest difference is the bench scoring. Only 1 for Stock and Text, courtesy of Kevin Alas, but for Purefoods, 18-9 coming from Mark Baroka. So maganda yung local production nitong Purefoods.
Third quarter now underway. Atid sa atin ng Motolite for Express atid service. Call 370-6686. Larry Fonacher caught at the wrong place at the wrong time there. Na-undercut niya itong si Melton. No malice, no intention, pero still a foul.
That is correct. And Purefoods just going back to their execution. Their vaunted triangle offense being displayed perfectly here in the first 2 quarters. The nice thing is they're not overly dependent of the scoring prowess of Denzel Bowles. Denzel only scored 7, but nabanggit nga natin, the locals are enjoying the game once again because they are part of the scoring parade.
Alam mo yung 28 points ng Token Tex, yan ang na-hold sila ng Purefoods to their lowest in this series, and actually, the lowest first half total ng Tropang Texters in the last 10 seasons, Coach RG. Kaya pwede natin sabihin, ang depensa ng Purefoods nangangagat na.
Tama yun dahil itong si Coach Tim Cone, maraming nagsasabi na yung disiplina niya sa offense ang nagpapachampion sa kanya. But on the contrary, it is not just that. It is really the discipline on the defensive end. At ngayon nakikita natin, it is very nice to see if you're a Purefoods fan because not only are they executing well on offense, but they're also making the necessary defensive stops.
Melton will pull up off one dribble. Para yung team hindi pa nakakabutas in this third quarter. Ball will remain with the Tropang Texters.
The shot meter of Token Text from the 3-point area is also very, very bad. They're only 4 out of 19 for a measly 22% from the 3-point range. Remember in Game 3, they exploded for 19 out of 32 attempts for a very high 59% clip from the 3.
Sa puntong ito, makibalita tayo kay Miss Erica.
According to Coach Richard, this is the situation they like. A defensive, low-scoring game na ayon sa tempo na gusto nila. Mas nalilimitahan daw nila ang possessions ng TNT, and even if they have the chance to run, they should stay disciplined and focus on execution. And even with Denzel Bowles getting just 7 points from first half, everybody got involved. Para naman kay Coach Josh ng Tropa, they struggled offensively and defense got too soft. It doesn't matter daw if they miss shots. They can't get comfortable on defense just because their offense was on fire for the past 2 games.
Well, we've talked about that extensively in the first 2 quarters and even during the halftime break. If there is one thing that Purefoods really wants to take control, it is really the tempo of the ball game. It is just imperative. If they allow themselves to fall into that false sense of security wherein they feel like they can win against Stock and Text on a scoring run-and-gun game, well, it's a total mistake. Ngayon, possession by possession, one stop at a time, bleeding for points. Ito ang gustong mangyari ng Purefoods every time they defend against Tokentex.
Mahigit 2 minuto into this third quarter. Finally, may nakabutas na. It is courtesy of RDO. It is getting chippy though early in this third quarter, Coach RG.
Yes, we expected that as well. Nothing's going to be easy. There will be a lot of physicality. We didn't see a lot of those in the first 2 quarters for Tokentex. Kailangan physicality early and physicality often. And their defense is slowly making its presence felt. 3 defensive stops in a row. Tokentex doing the right thing in the third quarter.
De Ocampo is with Castro, Fonasher, Johnson, and Washington. Katapat sina Pingris, Devans, Melton, Bowles, and Yak. Castro on that baseline. Inabot ng foul. Foul underneath. Yung butatan ni Bowles sa ibabaw malinis, pero meron ng foul doon sa baba kay Melton. So 2 shots to para kay Castro.
Second personal foul will be called against Melton. He started the ball game. He took so many attempts in the first quarter, but the nice thing is naka-contribute na rin siya offensively. His task right now is to defend the red-hot Jason Castro.
Free throws neto ni Jason. Hatid sa atin ng Smart. Live more.
12 points already for Jason Castro, the only guy who has hit the double-digit mark here for Tropang Texans.
Melton bibigay kay Devans. Nakita si Pingris. Bing trying to draw the defense of Ivan Johnson all the way to the 3-point line as a foul is whistled on the catch.
They're just going back to their strength zone. Again, in the first 3 ball games, it is just Bowles, give it to Bowles, and Bowles will find ways to score. Now they're hitting their guys on weak side, on drives.
Right on cue, nakita natin yung ball movement ng Purefoods nandoon. Di lang makakuha talaga yung tira. Bola nabalik na sa tropa. 4 unanswered points na to para dito sa tropang Texters. They can make it a 6-0 run. Or maybe 7. Atin sa atin yun ang PLDT Home Telpad upgrade to a PLDT Home Telpad plan now.
It's just impossible how Jason Castro can be that wide open for a shot from the 3, knowing that he can really knock them every single night.
Timeout muna para kay Coach Tim ko. Patuloy ang ating PBA Sabado Nights live from the Smart Araneta Coliseum. PBA Semifinal Edition to. Kung saan ang Tokentex down na lang by 3 points. Watch Pacquiao versus Mayweather for free when you subscribe to a PLDT Home DSL Plan 999. Available until April 24. Subscribe now at pldthome.com. Puta tayo inabot ni Devans dito kay Johnson. Tumatakbo na naman ang tropa. Castro down the middle. Goes up and in. That was a 9-0 run para sa tropa.
Unproductive trust after that timeout by Coach Tim Conan. The bigger situation right now is how to stop this rampage of Tokentex. 7 out of the 9 points were scored by Jason Castro.
Devans na naman has Johnson on him. Coach Tim was talking about quicker passes during that last time out para sa kanyang 5. Mintis nga lang yung jumper ni Bowles. Castro once again looking to dance with Justin Melton. Castro pulls it back out. Devon switches over. They go to Washington. Back to Castro. Puts it on the deck. Di nga lang sila nagkaintindihan ni J-Wash. Ang kick-out pass na yun.
Turnover for Tokentex. Not a lot of turnovers here in the third quarter, but the Blur really making his presence felt here in their comeback.
Time to shine move yan. Atid sa atin ang Rain or Shine Sunroof Gloss Roof Paint. Make your roof durable and shiny with Rain or Shine Sunroof.
Doing some Blur move there with just with a wink. Wala na siya ron, but the Blur is not just a Blur. He can also do a lot more and also shoot regularly from the 3.
The quick passes have been there para sa Purefoods, but the shots just refuse to drop. Jason Castro na naman. Bang!
10 big points to tie his output in the first 2 quarters. Single-handedly, his team is back because of him.
3-point shot atid sa atin ng PLDT Home Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDT Home Telpad plan now. 12-0 run para dito sa tropang Texers. At binanggit mo nga, 10 galing kay Jason Castro.
The Blur and more. Before, when you describe this performance of this guy, it's all about quickness. He will burn you with his burst of quickness. But he had added another arsenal in his skill set. Ngayon, bagsag ka ng bahagya, titirahan ka ng 3 points. Ganyan katindi ang development nitong batang ito. 4 na 3-pointers na ang kanyang tinitikada sa laban natin ngayon.
Ito po ang ating Ginebra Ganado fans of the game. Todo suporta talaga ang mga fans. At yan ang Ganado fans natin tonight. At ng Ginebra San Miguel, ganado sa buhay. Speaking of ganado, kahit bawal, meron daw exemption. Batiin natin ang happy birthday ang ating production coordinator na si Miss Joan Natural. At may bayad yan, magbo-blow out ka pagbalik mo.
Isama na rin natin dyan si Papa Ron Magsano.
Uy!
Birthday din ngayon
Birthday
ni
ni
Papa
Papa
Ron.
Ron. Palagi mo, Jo, Hall of Famer yung birthday mo.
Eh, maglilibre rin yan.
Yan! Purefoods still coming up dry. Pangalawang timeout there ni Coach Tim. He burned a full and now a 30. They go to Bowles on the back door. Di luba pa rin, Coach RG.
May halong malas na yon. It was a good eye-in-the-sky play but still unproductive for them. And Jason Castro, this time he checked yun. Hindi tumama, hindi pumasok yung kanyang tira. For Purefoods, they have yet to score here in this quarter. At the end of 2, they were up by 10. 38-28 with close to 6 minutes gone by. Still nothing for the white shirts.
Bowles puts it on the deck. Washington on him. Sinagupa pa ni Anthony Johnson. Bowles crashes to the floor and will troop to the line for 2 shots.
Sometimes you just have to be aggressive with your penetration, especially if the offense is not there from the outside, even on point-blank attempt shots. Ang maganda ngayon is makuha mo yung kumpiyansa mo from the free throw line. Only 7 points for this guy. And now, with 8 points. He has struggled all throughout this series from the line. Only 58%. But these are all important free throws for this big man.
Bowles goes 2 for 2, and more importantly, that breaks that huge uprising mula sa tropa. We are now tied at 40 points.
They were so in control of the ball game until they allowed Castro to run berserk.
Johnson to De Ocampo. Back over to Castro. He's had the hot hand in his third quarter. Castro bounces it. RDO sends that one home.
This is where they are most dangerous because on the switch, Jason knows that he can attack Bowles on dribble penetration. He will beat Bowles, and as a result, other guys will help out. That will leave the outside shooters wide open, just like what RDO did in that particular offense.
Baroka gets it over to Bing. Johnson giving him that space. Bowles is being bodied up by Washington. Revis on the weak side asking for it. Bowles cleans up his own mess.
He does not want to take any chances right now. He is taking everything on his own once again. 4 straight points to answer the onslaught of Talking Text.
Castro on the attack. Revis switches over. Johnson will offer a pick. Pinaalis naman siya ni Jason Castro. Doubler has 6 seconds to try and generate a shot. Castro dancing with Revis, kicks it over. Johnson from deep. No, Pink sports it. Nauna na si Bowles. Pero nakababa din naman kagad si Johnson at De Ocampo. So Baroka will look to set this one up. Away from play. Foul is spotted bago pa man matanggap ni Devan Simbola.
Too much physicality there for Aaron Aban. Aaron Aban, one of the best players in that particular game. In Game 3, wherein they won by 4 points, he had a total of 17 big points. But so far, still nothing for AA.
Alas nagbalik, pinigpahinga muna si Castro na sinalubong naman na masigabong palakpakan ng mga tropa doon sa bench nila. Bowles will be trooping back to the line for 2 shots.
He just wants to make sure that their chances will always be there. In the first 2 quarters, he was just so happy giving those assist passes to his teammates. Nung umalat niya, he took it upon himself probably to tell everyone, give the ball to me once again and I will lift this sinking ship. And he has done that here in the third quarter.
5 of his 7 points in the opening in the first few moments of this third quarter. Tandaan po natin 41 points per game ang average ni Bowles dito sa semifinals. He goes 2 for 2. That gives him a 1-point lead, 44-43.
But the challenge really is for Denzel is he's spending so much energy here for his team. He might lose it. That has been the trend in the first or in the last 2 games at least. Nauubos siya pagdating sa fourth quarter.
Johnson may tangan. Step back kontra kay Rivas. Johnson drills it. Lock and Texas definitely found their mark.
That's the best defense that you can do against that kind of a shot. Rivas was all the way in the face of Ivan, but Ivan was just able to take that shot with so much confidence.
Long to lang daw, kaya 1-point lead lang para dito sa tropa. Alas, trying to save it. Baroka with 5 to shoot. PJ, daplis lang sa ring, pero na-reset naman ang shot clock doon. PJ doesn't care. He goes early, and he goes for the score.
They've been getting a lot of second chance opportunities way back in the first 2 quarters for Talking Tex. They really have to take better control of just one shot. Block out and get the rebound for them to have an opportunity to score on the other end of the floor.
Alas may tangan, pupunta kay Johnson. 7 to shoot para dito sa tropa. Kelly, Bebuelo, hesitates. Back to Johnson for the long one. Air ball ang naging resulta. Pabalik sa Purefoods ang bola.
That was probably a little out of his range. It was like 4 feet away from the white line, but he had nothing to do anymore because shot clock was winding down.
Pingris surveys. Gets it over to Simon. Peter Jude coming off ace 18-point explosion in Game 3. Nandun si Rafi Rivas for the putback.
Purefoods was able to weather the storm. They were down by 2 points after being on top by 10. Now they're up by 3 once again.
Lives on the line. And we see Denzel Bowles is looking to strap the rest of the star hotshots on his back, trying to be extra aggressive in this third quarter, as he has now a total of just 13 points.
Big-time players come in big-time situations, and that is Denzel Bowles. 41 points per ball game. But right now, he's doing a lot of things aside from just scoring.
Oh, look at Kevin Alas take it all the way to the hole, coming off their own timeout.
Oh, the referee signaled the flagrant one. Of course, that will be reviewed.
At habang nagre-review ang ating mga referee, may sisitahin lang tayo.
Sino yan?
May binulong sa akin ng FD nating si Miss Crystal eh. Hinihingan mo ng blowout yung mga may birthday ngayon.
Sino pa ba?
Meron pala nag-birthday 4 days ago.
Sino yan?
Sino? Kilala mo? Ikaw kilala mo? May birthday lang. Wala man lang kami natikman sa Prodro.
Sayang kasi 3 days na expiration nun eh.
Ganun
April
ba?
7 pa yung birthday ko eh.
Belated happy birthday,
Thank you
sir.
very much,
Belated
partner.
happy birthday, Sir Archie. Eto, no, sisilipin ulit natin. Anong nangyari? Kala mo lulusot ka. Kabisa.
Nagulat ako ah.
Eto, Archie.
Titignan natin to. Denzel is deemed undercutting itong si Kevin Alas. That is why the referee saw that probably not a normal basketball play, but we'll see.
No play on the ball, ano? Pero, pwede mo rin sabing umiiwas siya. Tignan natin. Yun ang unang tinitignan kasi kung meron bang habol sa bola. There it is, a flagrant foul penalty. One is slapped on Denzel Bowles. Yumuko kasi. And Coach Tim Cohn could not believe it. Here we go again, Coach Archie.
Let's take a look at this slow-mo again. From the weak side, Denzel was trying to provide help.
Oh, dangerous play. That's a dangerous play. He was trying to get out of the way, pero he's way too big to get out of the way of Kevin Alas.
Kevin Alas was fortunate enough to grab itong si Denzel Bowles. That is why injury was averted.
It is an unpopular call inside the big dome right now. Coach Tim Cohn still could not believe it, pero anytime kasi na mag-end up ang isang defensive player sa ilalim ng isang offensive player, delikado yan.
Sa Tagalog, nakita siguro ng referee na nasahod itong si Kevin Alas. But of course, you take a look at the reputation, of course, of Denzel Bowles. Some people will probably say na it is not in his nature. But at least in that particular thing, nakita ng referee na pwedeng tawagan dahil delikado yung nangyaring yun.
Kaya nga hindi sinahod eh. Nasahod.
Nasahod,
He was
yes.
trying to get out of the way, pero he still ended up there. Although it is an unpopular call inside the big dome right now, it makes sense.
It's going to be a very big thing.
3 minutes yan on the bench.
Yes, at dalawang free throws may bibigay dito kay Kevin Alas plus 12 possession. Was not able to make that first attempt. But for Coach Tim Cohn, he really has to keep his emotions in check. You've mentioned it time and again. It's a very unpopular call, but it will still remain. to give shots. Hindi na ibuslo ni Kevin Alas. As we take a look at this slow-mo once again, the exchange is very big because they will retain ball possession and they will play for Purefoods. They will play with an all-Filipino crew for the next 3 minutes.
Nick Pinisi ang pinasok ni Coach Tim para dito kay Denzel Bowles. Sa 100 pesos HD signal load, you can now enjoy 26 channels. Kasama na dito ang paborito ng shows tulad ng PBA at Disney with signal. Mura na, may HD pa. And this Purefoods crowd is going bonkers inside the Big Dome, wanting possession to go their way sa pagkakataon na yun. Sa atake naman ni RDO, meron din foul. Not in the act of shooting dahil pinasa yun ni De Ocampo.
So the emotions of Purefoods right now is sky high, but we've been saying it time and again. They're fighting for survival. Under no circumstances must they lose their focus in this game.
Alas may tangan ng bola. Even assistant coaches Richard Del Rosario and Johnny Abarrientos are at the spotters table. Ivan Johnson caught stepping on that baseline.
Let's look at game 3. Ivan Johnson was called for his 4th foul in the 4th quarter, forcing Coach Jong Wichico to give him a rest. But that proved to be productive for Talk and Text. Not only were they able to give them a bigger lead, nakapahinga pa. So this might be a blessing in disguise for Purefoods because Denzel will be sitting on the bench for the next 3 minutes, but they have to do a lot of intelligent plays. They must not turn the ball over hanggat makabalik itong si Denzel.
Alas may tangan ng bola. Purefoods looking to hold off the tropa. Congratulations nga pala sa Kawayan City Isabela participants for establishing the new longest parade motorcycle with sidecars, record with 681 total number of finishers. Good luck to our kapatids who will attempt to break the other 5 records. Johnson couldn't dial home the 3, but Kelly keeps it on that side of the floor. Fonasher kicks it back out. De Ocampo locates Alas. Haba pa ng shot clock dito ng tropa. Kevin Louie gives it back out. De Ocampo lines it up. Couldn't send it home. And Vic Benizzi is starting to get under the skin of Ivan Johnson, huh?
That could be part of the plan there. Nothing really dirty, but you have to get under the skin of Ivan.
Maroka puts it on the floor. Babalik Rivas. PJ's wide open. No. 48-45. It is still Purefoods by 3. Alas may tangan ng bola. Di maipagpag si Maroka. Pupunta sila kay Fonasher. Spinning against Simon. Larry. Wild shot.
Out of direction, the point of attack of Talk and Text in the last 3 possessions, hindi na sila nakakascore on a consistent basis. They really need Jason Castro at this point.
Play broken up. Bola mapupunta sa tropa with 35.8 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter.
At the end of 2 quarters, Purefoods comfortably on top by 10 points. But with Jason Castro's scoring spree, was able to score 10 out of the 12 points. But nung bumalik na siya at nagpahinga, nawala yung kanilang kalamangan. So, fresh itong si Jason dito sa ating huling yugto ng pangatlong quarter.
Castro has 20 seconds remaining in the 3rd, 8 seconds on their shot clock. Castro dancing. Williams to Larry. Puts it on the floor, on the run. Fonasher, Mintis. Rebound. Picked up by Williams. Pwede mag-last shot dito ang tropa. Castro has 4 seconds to generate an attempt. Castro's in trouble. Pupunta kay Kelly. Di na rin magkakount yun kahit pumasok dahil naubusan na ang 3rd quarter of action. Back inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum kung saan libo-libo ang nasa loob ngayon to witness Game 4 of this matchup between Purefoods and Talk and Text. Itong Star Hotshots already on the brink of elimination but up by 3 points. They're gonna need 12 minutes of impeccable basketball just in order to live to fight another game. That's gonna be on Monday kung sakali yung Game 5. 4th quarter now on the way. Hatid sa atin ang Motolite. For express hatid service, call Team 70-6686. Caruelas Rosser throws it down to bring the tropa to within 1.
Finally, a good execution there. They were able to give a good point of attack. Things were turning to be a little sloppy here for talk and text, especially the way they ended the third quarter, but they have to take the good and the bad. They only allowed 10 points. Dito sa Purefoods, they were able to eat up 7 points out of the 10 that they were trying to catch up at the end of 2 quarters.
Enisi misses sa rebound play, merong foul. Looks like it's gonna go against Ponasher. And tapos na yung 3 minutes na Bartolina ni Denzel Bowles. He's making his way back onto the floor. Papalitan si Mick.
Perspectives-wise, when Denzel Bowles went back to the bench to serve his 3-minute penalty, his team was up by 3 points. Ngayon, pagbalik niya, 1 puntos. Maski pa paano, maganda yung ginawa ng mga locals to manage the lead.
Devance misses. Talking text, pushing it 4-on-2. Castro to Ganuelas. Nabitawan yung basa. Baroka is being bothered. Ponasher dives for it, but it is picked up by Maliksi. Alain on the floor for the first time. Fakes the pass. Gets the layup.
So the energy is high for both teams. People are diving for loose balls, we can see. In that particular play, Purefoods just wanted it more. They were able to keep the ball alive. Maliksi was able to score his first 2 points here in the fourth.
Yung bagong pasok ni si Maliksi kasama sina Bowles, Devance, Baroka, and Rivas. Johnson sa ilalim. Nagpasakay pa.
That's a good play. They anticipated that if it's Jason Castro and Johnson setting the pick, it will be an automatic switch. Huge mismatch. Instead of stepping out, Johnson pinned this man down. Rivas had nothing to do with that particular defensive situation.
Atid sa atin yan ang Amaya steps. Amaya, kaya ko na. Mintis yung bonus. Washington pumasok na sa ating laro. Kasama nga itong si Johnson, Ponasher, Ganuelas Rosser, and Castro. It is a 1-point lead para sa Purefoods. Baroka, down the middle, out to Devance, puts up a 3, punches it through! Atid sa atin yan ang PLDD Home Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDD Home Telpad plan now.
That will help them, definitely, with their space and the pace that they're trying to control here in this game. Devance, we've been saying it time and again, one guy who must score for this team to be more effective.
Ponasher on the move. Pepreno, BP hit. Larry finds a way to send it home.
They actually work on shots like that. That is part of the skill set, especially if you run the dribble drive offense. Nothing happens, you stop and you make that turn. Larry has perfected that move the same way with Jason Castro.
Maliksi kicks it back over to Baroka. Joe Devance na naman.
10 puntos, back-to-back threes para kay JDV.
Hatid pa rin sa atin ang PLDD Home Telpad. Upgrade to a PLDD Home Telpad plan now. Purefoods getting it done with James Yap riding the bench once again, Coach RG.
And it is because of the heads-up play of JDV. He has not taken so many shots, especially in the fourth quarter in their previous 3 games. But this guy can score. This guy can space the floor. And he proved to be very effective in the last 2 possessions.
Ponasher gets the bounce as we send it back over to Miss Erica.
With Purefoods leading, hindi naman masyadong worried ang tropa as they were reminded by Coach Jong na mahaba pa naman daw ang oras. He just wants everybody to be at their comfortable spots and always ready to catch and shoot. Stay aggressive. If nothing happens, just run fast and move to the next play. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you, Erica. Foul whistled on that twirl. Castro whistled for a second personal. Binabanggit mo yung scoring ni Joe Devance. In the first 3 games of the semifinal series, in the fourth quarter, Coach RG, Joe Devance was only averaging 1.7 points per fourth quarter.
And this is a different story. Already he has 6 points on back-to-back threes. Yes, the number is very important because 6 na puntos na ang kanyang nai-score at natutulungan ng kanyang koponan. But more than that, it will force Tokitex defense to spread out a little bit more, giving that space for Denzel Bowles to attack the basket with less resistance.
Bowles fouled on that move. Ponasher whistled for his 5th personal. 2 shots parating para kay Denzel.
Has been very aggressive all throughout the ball game. In the times that we've seen him, is just happy taking that shot on face-up, pull-up, but here he is aggressive. But one thing that is really causing a lot of problems for his team, yung kanyang free throw accuracy, medyo mababa.
Ito ang ating DeWalt Tough Shot natin sa atin ng DeWalt Power Tools. Guaranteed tough.
58% from the free throw line,
Atin sa atin
80%.
yan ng Smart Live More.
80% in tonight's ball game. So maski paano, huge improvement from the line for Denzel.
Jason Castro, who averages 6 fourth-quarter points for Talkatex in this series, has the rock in his hand. Maliksi right in front of him. Pinaalis si Johnson. He wants to take a lane off the dribble. Castro for three. Bang!
Just so much time. He was just dribbling nonchalantly. He was just waiting for that guy, whoever is defending him, to step back a little bit, and he will launch that shot.
Down to a 1-point lead para sa Purefoods. Bulls bothered by Washington. J-Wash shoveling it over. Papunta kay Fonacher. Larry playing with those 5 fouls. Castro puts it on the deck. Castro in the lane. Wide right. Maliksi para sa board. They go to Devons. He's hit a couple of those long ones. And already a foul was spotted here. Ivan Johnson slapped with his second personal. And with 7:46 remaining in this game, timeout muna tayo.
Not 8 from the three-point range. Jason Castro again continuing his hot shooting from the three-point line. He had 8 out of 9 scorching from the 3 in Game 3. At ngayon, hindi pa siya tapos. 23 puntos. Kabuuan, meron si Jason.
James Yap has finally been redeployed here by Coach Tim Cone. Did not see a minute of action in the fourth quarter of Game 3. Now with their lead being cut to 1, nandiyan na si Big Game.
Only 2 points thus far for Big Game James. He has not taken so many shots.
Pingris rebound. Was the foul on the way up para kay Ping o dun sa rebound play pa lang? And that counts. Goaltending ang naipito because Pingris was on the way up nung siya abuti ng foul.
That is correct. Ball interference there. Meron isang talk and text player na sumabit sa ring at gumalaw yung board and ring natin as we take a look at this desperation shot. Pingris at the right place and at the right time. Ayun, nahawakan yung net, gumalaw kaya hindi pumasok yung tira. And one situation, incomplete.
Makakapitalize ito si Ping. Tatlo abante ng Purefoods. They look to hold off talk and text and stave off elimination from the Commissioner's Cup. Castro looking to dance with Ping. Pingris looking around kung saan manggagaling yung pick. They go to Johnson. Over at that left side. Ivan puts it up. It is!
It's just too strong and too quick, especially if Bowles is coming on a close out. Just a counter move for this guy will be enough for him to get that space necessary for his layup. Wala nang magawa yung depensa ng Purefoods doon kundi to foul him. It's just unfortunate for them. Pumasok pa yung layup ni Ivan. Only his 11th point here, but we expect him to have an increased output here in the fourth quarter.
Third point of the fourth quarter para kay Ivan Johnson. Doon sa unang tatlo laro, average niyan kada fourth quarter, 11 points per fourth quarter. Sa kanyang 25 in total. Panglima na pala in this fourth quarter para kay Ivan Johnson. Tabla tayo sa 59. Baroka with a pull-up. No! Johnson boards it. Castro pushes it. He's got the Ocampo on the right. And Washington on the left. Castro trying to jump it back to Johnson. Ivan trying to decide what to do. Line to shoot para sa tropang Dexters. Castro in the lane. Johnson will line it up. Bang!
Just patient basketball there for Talking Tex. We thought all along that the direction might not be there for them because they were just running circles. But with that one penetrating kick, extra pass was enough for Ivan to get his rhythm for that nice three-point shot.
And that will give Talkatex a 3-point lead, 62-59. Timeout muna para sa Purefoods. With less than 6.5 minutes remaining dito sa loob ng Big Dome, nakita na naman natin ang isa na namang time to shine move. Hatid sa atin ng Rain or Shine Sunroof Plus Roof Paint. Make your roof durable and shiny with Rain or Shine Sunroof. Ivan Johnson starting to take over. He's got 8 fourth quarter points, and he has powered the Tropang Texters to a 3-point lead, Coach RG.
And not only that, he has scored, yes, you mentioned it, 8 points, and his defensive gem has only allowed Denzel Bowles to score 1 point.
Bowles wanting to make up for it, gives it up papunta kay Yap. Big game, has to turn it on. No. Devon's trying to track it down. Ball will go to Talking Tex.
Defense is so much different for Talking Tex. In this quarter, they're really pressuring the ball so hard, not allowing Purefoods to operate their offense 22 feet and below. Everything is outside right now. Credit that to the defense of the Blue Shirts.
Watch Pacquiao versus Mayweather for free when you upgrade to a PLDD home tel pad. Available until April 24. Upgrade now at www.pldhome.com. Castro loses it. Baroga takes it away. Yap is running in front of him. Mark Baroga to James. Ay, nabitawan! Nabitawan ni Yap yun.
And Bowles is really mad because he was really sprinting down court, hoping that he'll get that last pass on the way for his layup. But for James, very unlikely for him to lose that grip of that basketball.
Just over 5 minutes remaining here in Game 4. Can Talking Tex put away the star hot shots right here, right now? Or will Purefoods have one more push in them to force sudden death come Monday?
Let's take a look at this once again. It was a pretty good setup job. But James, usually very dependable, wanting to make that one-handed shot, but he lost that grip. 2 points only for big game James here in this ball game.
Castro dancing with the Vans. Jason nakikipag-chacha na naman. Pull-up jumper. That's good!
It's a simplified point of attack for Talking Tex. Give the ball to Jason either on a pick and roll or an isolation play and he will score. 25 for Jason, 15 coming in the second half.
Everybody in yellow jumping up and down inside the big dome. Manager Jimmy Alabag egging them on. Binglis gets away, gets the basket, at tinya pang foul!
Just manufacturing points. Defense was all over the faces of Purefoods, but for one lucky offensive move, tinawagan ng foul at nakashoot pa si Mark Pingris.
That was a cool move brought to you by Prestone Coolant. Prestone Coolant is always cool under pressure, protects against overheating, and is trusted by 8 out of 10 drivers. Just a 3-point lead para sa tropa. Purefoods looking for this key stop. Castro, ino-ofera ng pick ni De Ocampo. Castro still has Pingris with him. Devon's had a hand on it, 6 to shoot. Jason puts up a long one.
And this guy is just unconscious. Whatever defense you put in front of this guy, he will just score. He burned that shot once again, hitting nothing but the bottom of the net.
28 big points para sa pinakamahusay na gwardya sa Asia. Good enough for a 6-point lead para sa tropa.
Let's take a look at this once again. Up against the best defender in the league. Pingris had that hand up. He was able to challenge and take a look at this. After that, he just had to give that 5 or tinapik to acknowledge that shot of Jason Castro.
Bihirang-bihira mo makita ng emosyon itong si Jason Castro, but he loved that one. 6 of 10 from distance tonight.
Coming from an 8 out of 9 performance in Game 3. And we've talked about him all throughout this coverage. This guy is averaging 53% from the 3, 54 from the 2, 80% from the free throw line, and tonight, where it counts the most, making the biggest baskets here in this ball game.
Motolite Express Atid play of the game natin to brought to you by Motolite. For Express Atid service, call 370-6686 or 370-MOTO. Sa 100 pesos HD signal load, you can now enjoy 26 channels. Kasama na dito ang paborito mong shows tulad ng PBO at Disney. With signal, mura na, may HD pa.
Just can't find a defensive situation here for Purefoods dahil itong si Jason Castro talaga.
But
Unti-unting sumasagot.
Mark
Itong
Pingris, though, not giving up on this one, bringing them to within 4. Patay kung patay na naman ang nilalaro ni Mark Pingris dito. But Jason Castro wants that isolation once again. Castro has Yap on him. 6 to shoot para kay Jason. Castro down the lane, gives it over. Washington from the baseline, that's good!
Just deflating. Jason Castro making the right plays at the right time, either by scoring or dishing off to his open teammate.
Levan, Smetanan. Di maiwan si Washington. They go to Baroka. Back to JDV for a three. No! Aban with the rebound. Less than 3 minutes remaining in this game.
And the riddle possessed by Jason Castro continues to hound Coach Tim Conan, the rest of the Purefoods hot shots. Here they will do a pick and roll once again, hoping that Purefoods will switch. Now it's a different point of attack, different scheme. But this save the zone!
Jason Castro with his 7th three-pointer of the game. What a performance here by the Blur. Talk Index now up by 9, 2:36 remain.
They've done everything defensively. They switched, they made that hard show, but the result has been consistent. Jason Castro with another three.
(72-63), Talk Index by 9. Jason Castro has gone off for 11 fourth quarter points.
Just welcome to the Jason Castro show. He's just doing everything for his team, and the defense of Purefoods, they've been trying a lot of antics.
Oh!
And look at this, he was able to force a turnover.
Castro all the way, he's en fuego!
And we've said that time and again, Jason Castro is definitely making a strong statement as part of the conversation for best player of the conference.
Talk and Tex with another possession. Washington. Tutugpa si Ranidel for the putback. Power up the last 2 minutes of the game with Cobra Energy Drink. Gusto ko ba?
You don't see Coach Zhang with Chico. Coach with so much passion and emotion, but he is really all out because he wants to finish this series in Game 4.
Game 1 against Rainer Shine will be this coming Wednesday. Pinglis loses his footing. Talk and Tex looking like they are just over a minute and a half from a return trip to the finals of the PBA.
16 or 76-63, 13-point lead for them. And it is all Jason Castro, and now for the finishing touches, the other players are hoping to get a piece of the pie.
Looks like Purefoods has put up the white flag of surrender, not even hustling for that loose ball. We come up on a minute remaining here. What a finale that is going to be. Rainer Shine contra Talk Index, the top 2 seeded teams.
And not only that, the sideshow there is Jason Castro and Paul Lee, our top 2 players this conference, squaring off against each other for a best-of-7 final series.
What a journey para dito sa Tropang Dexters. A lot of people question kung bakit nila o paano nila papalitan yung reigning best import. Pinasok si Ivan Johnson, but it is now going to be proven tama yung kanilang desisyon.
Of course, because Ivan Johnson, yes, probably his being emotional can be a drawback, but he has done a tremendous job keeping his emotion in check. But what about Jason Castro? Single-handedly really wrecking havoc and ultimately deflating the confidence of the entire Purefoods quintet.
The Purefoods Star Hot Shots have now been officially dethroned in the Commissioner's Cup. Talk and Tex takes them down 79-66, and they set a date with Rainer Shine starting Wednesday over at the MOA Arena.
It's going to be a battle. Jason Castro will definitely be a target on defense. He has just controlled the entire series. He was unstoppable and he was just simply phenomenal in this series.
13 fourth quarter points para dito kay Jason Castro. 33 in total in this clincher. What a performance by the Blur!
Well, time and again, you look at a team sport and you look at the entire team really contributing for the success of a particular team. But in this particular series, it is all Jason Castro, punctuated by a very impressive performance in Game 4.
Hands down, siya ang napili natin na Firefly Madiscarte Player of the Game, brought to you by Firefly LED Bulb. For the one who finds a way, Firefly lights the way.
And he was jumped up against probably the best defensive players that team can ever produce to face and challenge Jason. But still, he was just on fire the entire ball game, and he saved the best for the last quarter, wherein whoever he was up against, he was just scoring in front of them.
Talk and Text dropped the opener. They were actually manhandled by Purefoods, but they come back with a vengeance. Jason Castro, games 2, 3, and 4, tatlong sunod-sunod na Madiscarte Player of the Game. Big win para kay Talk and Text. Hindi pa tayo tapos sa loob ng Big Dome. Siya po ay makakasama ni Miss Erica Padilla sa aming pagbabalik.
Mula po dito sa sahig ng Smart Araneta Coliseum, kasama natin ang back-to-back best player of the game. Walang iba kundi si Jason Castro. Jason, naging mahirap para sa inyo ang laro pero napaka-consistent pa rin ang shooting mo. Ano yung key ng consistency na to, Jason?
Siguro dahil din sa mga practice, doon ko nakuha. Kasi before yun yung weakness ko, so in-improve ko lang yun everyday and then sa practice din. And then yung coach naman na may kumpiyansa sa akin kasi nakita naman niya na sumushoot.
Pero hindi naman natin maikakaalarin na throughout the game, nagpakita rin ng magandang depensa ang Purefoods kaya nakahabol sila. How were you able to change things around at maibalik sa inyo yung advantage?
Yung first quarter nawala yung aggressiveness namin yung intensity namin sa defense. So sabi lang ni coach na basta dumipensa lang ng dumipensa. Tsaka yung mga 50-50 balls dapat makuha namin. Nagawa namin nung second half.
And true to your moniker, the Blur, talaga namang naging blurred din ang vision ng Purefoods habang binabantayan ka. Ngayon on Wednesday, labanan niya against Rain or Shine para sa finals. Ano na lang ang iniisip nyo na paghahanda para dito?
This time wala pa pero syempre yung mga coaches namin may mga nakaredy ng At saka Rain or Shine, top team. So kailangan namin talagang yan yung manage, yung defense namin.
Well, maraming salamat, Jason. Congratulations. Balik sa inyo dyan, Magu and Coach Ryan.
Thank you, Miss Erica. Alam mo yung performance na yung sa fourth quarter ni Jason Castro, parang high Polly. Yun
Parang
BBC
ganun
race
Oo,
Pwede, sidelight natin yun sa final syempre. Polly versus Jason Castro, Rain or Shine versus Talking Text. Simula yan sa Miyerkules sa Moa Arena, alas 7 ng gabi. Silipin muna natin ang ating chic, smooth move of the play or smooth move play of the game. Hatid sa atin ng chic. Free your skin. Siyempre, sino pa bida dyan?
Oh, he was just scoring at will, but when they needed to put that final nail on the coffin, he was able to get that steal and finishing it off with a nice left-handed layup.
Yun yung ika-13 puntos niya sa fourth and final quarter of action. Ngayon naman ang ating Ginebra Ganado fans of the game nakita natin. At ito po, todo suporta talaga ang mga fans. At yan ang Ganado fans natin tonight. Hatid ng Ginebra San Miguel. Ganado sa buhay. At syempre, saan na naman manggagaling pagkatapos ng isa na namang matinding atake ng tropa Castro, dishing off this time to Washington. At dun po, nagtalunan, naglundagan yung buong TNT Nation. Amana, steps play natin yan. Hatid sa atin ang Amaya steps. Amaya, kaya ko na. Talking Text, all smiles inside their dugout. Balik sa final. Nakita mo kanina, 16th finals appearance. Ito ang ating Ginebra Ganado fans of the game. Todo suporta talaga mga fans. At yan ang Ganado fans natin tonight. Hatid ng Ginebra San Miguel. Ganado sa buhay.
Okay Masaya sila.
Gulpi rin si Jason Castro. Huwag kang gagawa na maganda kung hindi mo kaya yung selebrasyon.
Oh, talaga nga naman for Talk and Text, they were not able to make it to the finals. For Coach Jong Wichiko, welcome back. It's a familiar face. Coach Jong Wichiko against Yengyao. We've seen it time and again, and we are up to a very nice final series here in this conference.
How about Extra Rice Inc. versus Ivan Johnson? Meron pang Wayne Chisholm? Lahat talaga, kompleto Chicago's ang magiging finals natin na yun. Always a pleasure, Coach RG. Maraming salamat sa ngalan din ni Miss Erica Padilla at sa lahat ng bumubuo ng inyong Sports 5. Pag-umarjo, nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood. This has been a Sports 5 production of the Philippine Basketball Association.
Sa dami ng daluyong